The true awakening of a legend. The secret behind Broly's imposing strength is about to be revealed. After examining some details, I reached a final conclusion, and I know exactly why Broly is so powerful and, above all, how he has survived all this time. Moreover, he had a second awakening that brought forth a dormant spirit within him, and now everything has come to light. With this second awakening, clearly referencing solo leveling, he is one step closer to becoming the strongest living Saiyan, surpassing Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan. Are you ready for this? You'll only see it here. So prepare yourselves, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Imagine missing a video like this. Who is this Saiyan Broly, who holds the title of bearer of the legendary transformation? Why was he, among all others, chosen to possess such power? What makes him different, beyond appearing like someone still discovering the world and himself despite his age? To truly understand everything, we need to go back to the origins of the Saiyans and talk about a certain Yamoshi. Yamoshi is a character from the Dragon Ball universe. He was a Saiyan who lived thousands of years ago and was the first to transform into a Super Saiyan. Yamoshi was known for his righteous heart and led a rebellion against corrupt Saiyans. During the battle, he transformed into a Super Saiyan, surprising his enemies with his new form and power. After his death, Yamoshi's spirit roamed the universe in search of 6 pure-hearted Saiyans to create the first Super Saiyan God. His legend inspired many future events in the Dragon Ball universe, including Goku's transformation into a Super Saiyan. You may ask me what this has to do with Broly. How many Saiyans were on Beerus planet when Broly awakened? Let's count together. Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, Goten, and Gohan, totaling 5. But then you'll say the legend mentions 6, and Broly, in a way, was the 6th man Saiyan to appear there. So they were all present, not counting Gotenks, which highlights this even more. 7 different Saiyans participated on that occasion. It was like an informal ritual, with Broly observing and absorbing everything. Gohan, in a way, has that mystical aura he gained in Dragon Ball Z during the Majin Buu saga when he evolved his powers. Still, it remains a mystical aspect of a Saiyan. This opened Broly's perspective, and merely by observing, he learned to control his raging instincts. He didn't succumb this time, transforming into the legendary form and showcasing his power in an absurd way. He was even said to have a more beast-like aura than Gohan, who called himself that. So, Broly opened his spiritual eyes and will develop further from here. The craziest part of all this is that Goku, who is always welcoming and inviting, didn't even consider bringing Broly to Earth. Instead, he implied, "Stay here and train. This is your moment, Broly," leaving him on Beerus planet under the tutelage of Beerus and Whis. This will lead to something insane, a new transformation, a new form, perhaps the Super Saiyan 4, or the true power of a Saiyan God. It wasn't truly the form Goku used in the Battle of Gods movie. That was just a glimpse of what is to come, because it was cast aside when they introduced Super Saiyan Blue, practically abandoning the God form, although it appeared in rare instances, including the Tournament of Power. Broly was born on planet Vegeta, the Saiyans' homeland. From birth, he demonstrated an exceptionally high power level, catching the attention of King Vegeta, the father of Prince Vegeta. Jealous of Broly's potential, King Vegeta saw him as a threat to his son's reign. Thus, he ordered Broly and his father, Paragus, to be exiled to a remote planet called Vampa. This hostile planet, filled with dangerous creatures, made survival a constant struggle for Broly and his father. Broly spent most of his childhood on Vampa, where he and Paragus had to adapt to the arid and perilous environment. Paragus trained Broly harshly, feeding his resentment toward King Vegeta and the Saiyans who had exiled them. Years later, Broly and Paragus were discovered by Frieza's soldiers. Realizing Broly's potential as a powerful warrior, Frieza brought them back to face Goku and Vegeta, initiating the events of the film Dragon Ball Super. Broly's story is tragic and full of adversity, but it is precisely this that shapes his character and the intensity of his battles. Now, he is beginning to discover the world and himself. This is the true beginning of his awakening. The story of Dragon Ball Super has captivated fans worldwide with its twists and the deepening of Saiyan mythology, with Broly being the true heir to Yamoshi's will. Broly, raised in isolation and shaped by tragic circumstances, carries latent power beyond comprehension. Unlike other Saiyans, his potential doesn't result from intense training or rituals, but seems to emerge from a deep connection with the Saiyan ancestral essence. This connection can be interpreted as the manifestation of Yamoshi's will, seeking a worthy new host to carry on his legacy. The presence of the 5 Saiyans at the crucial moment of Broly's awakening doesn't seem to be mere coincidence. Each of them represents a fundamental aspect of the Saiyan race. Goku, the selfless protector, always pushing his limits to safeguard the universe. Vegeta, the proud prince, whose journey of redemption has turned him into a true hero. Gohan, the prodigy, uniquely balancing power and compassion. Trunks and Goten, the new generation, symbolizing hope and continuity of the Saiyan legacy. Finally, Broly, the apprentice, carrying this crucial, righteous, and pure-hearted factor, now in the place he always belonged. By being gathered on Beerus planet, these warriors may have unknowingly created the ideal conditions for Yamoshi's essence to connect with Broly. This theory gained strength when considering that Broly had no full awareness of his power or origin. Yet, he still achieved extraordinary levels of strength, rivaling and even surpassing Goku and Vegeta in their most advanced forms. Moreover, the symbolism present in this gathering is powerful. The absence of a formal ritual can be explained by the uniqueness of the situation. Broly represents a natural phenomenon, a prodigy whose power emerges organically without the need for external catalysts. However, the collective energy of the other Saiyans present may have subconsciously influenced his awakening, acting as an energetic stimulus resonating with his latent power. Another point to consider is Broly's nature. Unlike other antagonists, he is not inherently evil. His fury and lack of control result from years of isolation, manipulation, and trauma. This purity of heart, even though overshadowed by rage, may be what makes him an ideal host for Yamoshi's will. After all, Yamoshi sought someone who could carry his legacy not just in terms of power, but also in spiritual essence. This theory also aligns with the narrative need to expand the universe of Dragon Ball Super. Introducing Broly as Yamoshi's heir paves the way to explore the ancestral history of the Saiyans, revealing hidden secrets and deepening the series' mythology. Furthermore, it positions Broly not just as a formidable adversary, but as a complex character with the potential to become a powerful ally, or even a protagonist in future arcs. The relationship between Broly and the other Saiyans is also rich with possibilities. Goku and Vegeta, who have reached divine levels through training and effort, might see in Broly a different path to evolution. Broly, in turn, could learn to control and understand his power by interacting with them, forming bonds beyond mere rivalry. Considering all these elements, the theory that Broly is the heir to Yamoshi's will gain substance and depth. It's not just a coincidence that 5 Saiyans were gathered at the moment of his awakening. It's a convergence of destiny, a manifestation of universal forces working in harmony to resurrect an ancient power. This idea also makes us reflect on the role of destiny and choice in Dragon Ball narratives. Throughout the series, we've seen multiple examples of characters defying their origins and surpassing expectations. Broly represents both the weight of the past and the promise of the future. His connection to Yamoshi is a link between what was and what could be, opening doors to new stories and challenges. It's surprising how subtle details can carry such deep meanings. The presence of the 6 Saiyans on Beerus planet may easily go unnoticed amid the intense action and emotion scenes. However, upon closer examination, we realize that nothing is accidental in the Dragon Ball universe. Every element is carefully orchestrated to enrich the viewer's experience and add layers of meaning to the plot. In conclusion, the hypothesis that Broly is the true heir to Yamoshi's will offers a new perspective on the events of Dragon Ball Super. It not only enriches the understanding of Broly's character, but also highlights the depth of Saiyan mythology. This theory invites fans to revisit the saga with fresh eyes, looking for clues and connections that may have been initially overlooked. Broly's journey is just beginning, and with it, a new era may arise for the Saiyans. We can only eagerly await the next chapters, hoping that this connection will be explored and that we can witness the flourishing of one of the most intriguing characters ever introduced in the series. This reflection reminds us of the power of narratives in connecting past and future, tradition and innovation. Dragon Ball continues to surprise and delight us, proving that even after decades, there is still much to explore and discover. And who knows, maybe there are other hidden clues waiting to be uncovered by attentive eyes and curious minds like yours. What did you think of this theory I made? Please comment a lot. Broly has always been one of the most intriguing and powerful characters in the Dragon Ball universe. Originally introduced in the 90s movies, he was not part of the series' official canon. However, with the release of Dragon Ball Super, Broly in 2018, the character was reintroduced into the main story with a new perspective, bringing an unprecedented depth to his personality. The decision to bring Broly into the canon as a potential ally rather than keeping him as an unrelenting enemy, was an assertive choice that revitalized the franchise. Previously, Broly was portrayed as an insane and uncontrollable warrior, whose rage was primarily directed at Goku for superficial reasons. Now, he is presented as a tragic figure, shaped by the circumstances and influences of his father, Paragus. This new approach humanizes Broly, showing him as an innocent being who was isolated and manipulated throughout his life. His immense strength is both a blessing and a curse, as he struggles to control his power and understand his place in the world. By exploring this internal journey, the story gains emotional layers that were not previously associated with the character. Integrating Broly into the group of Z Warriors opens up a range of narrative possibilities. His presence can challenge Goku and Vegeta to surpass their own limits, while also offering the opportunity to explore themes such as redemption, understanding, and the importance of human connections. Additionally, Broly could serve as a link to deepen the story of the Saiyans, exploring aspects of their culture and past that have not yet been fully revealed. The inclusion of Broly in the canon also reflects the fans' desire to see him interact more deeply with the main characters. His popularity has always been notable, and bringing him into the official story demonstrates a connection between the creators and the audience. This synergy helps keep the series dynamic and relevant, allowing new elements to be incorporated without losing the essence that made Dragon Ball so beloved. From a narrative standpoint, Broly adds tension and unpredictability. His exceptional strength can be an invaluable asset against future threats, but it also represents a potential risk if he loses control. This duality enriches the plot, allowing the main characters to assume roles as mentors and allies, helping Broly find balance and purpose. Furthermore, his relationship with Goku and Vegeta could evolve in interesting ways. Goku, always willing to make new friends and face challenges, may see in Broly not just a potential rival, but also a training companion. Vegeta, on the other hand, might confront parts of his past and Saiyan identity when interacting with Broly, deepening his personal development. In terms of what Broly brings to the whole of Dragon Ball, he represents a fusion between legacy and innovation. His story brings back classic elements of the series, such as the importance of Saiyan origins, while introducing new internal and external conflicts. This enriches the series' universe, offering fresh material for both longtime fans and new viewers. In the end, reintroducing Broly as a complex and potentially allied character expands Dragon Ball's horizons. It allows for the exploration of deeper themes, the development of characters in unexpected ways, and the series' continued relevance in a modern landscape. It's a natural evolution that respects the past while looking to the future. What do you think about this new phase with Broly integrated into the canon? Do you believe this change will bring even more vigor and excitement to future adventures? I'll end the video with these questions. See you next time.